Okay, today we're going to go over the first and the second series of Logicbots. We're going to be doing the wall maze. I'll call that 2.1 so that they're kind of easy to follow. The reason I'm doing that is you start out college level, move to industrial, move to military, working my way through the industrial at the moment. So I'm going to show you some of the ones that have been pretty successful. Okay, starting with 2.1 for the wall maze. I've already got the robot built, but I'm going to show you how I put it together. Okay, you have the SpiderTech DX1's the one that I selected for it. You're going to see that I went ahead and put the snap lines in place. You do that by clicking the Add New, and then you select whether you want it to be an XY line, a YZ line, or an XZ line, and then you move them back and forth. I tried to basically center it so that the wheels would not impact the frame. Now, part of the issue with that is then to keep it level, we ended up using 2 caster balls instead of just one. If we could throw this a little farther back, you would only need one. However, then the wheel could scrub against the wall, and in this way, the wheel is somewhat protected. All right. And I've already mentioned the caster balls. And then I have 2 Ranger units. These are actually scanning and giving off a distance from it to the nearest object that it sees. I pointed one straight forward and had to play with the placement of this one. I finally ended up with this placement, and I'll show you, the value in that. Okay, so I have the right Ranger. That's the range sensor unit that's on pointing out to the right. I have the front range unit. I immediately split the signal from the right range unit, send it 2 different ways. Let me show you what it does. I try to keep it between a certain value, so I don't want to be so close that I'm bumping the wall, but I don't want to be so far away that I'm running into the wall on the other side. And what this allows me to do is as I come around a corner or an open area, it will always follow the road to the right. So that allows me to follow the right wall wherever I need to go. And then for the front unit, every time I get to a front facing wall where I'm going to run into it, then I go ahead and I turn to the left. Now, I have a strong bias in the direction I'm going, and let me show you why. Here's the maze. I looked at the maze before we got started, and the shortest path is actually following this right wall all the way around. Now, it's not the very shortest path, but it's the shortest, easy to follow path because I actually do a little extra driving in some of these places to get to the goal. So let's switch back to the robotic unit. All right. And I just went ahead and turned this on so that it's always driving. And then I have the sensors, either the front or the right sensor, telling me when I need to make a left turn, or in the one case when I need to make a right turn because I've gotten too far away from the wall and I want to get back a little closer. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this up. Now, I played with different units. These units seem to work pretty well. You may notice that I didn't put a clamp in here because the clamp goes to the nearest whole number, and I'm using decimals here, so did not use a clamp. I am absolutely sure that you could make this a little simpler. This is just the first one that I did, and it worked pretty well. And usually it's a little smoother than this, but for some reason it had a little hitch as it was going down that first wall. It's detecting the fact that there's open space. He gets back, he follows the wall, tries to get more or less in the middle. Again, follows the wall, open space, keeps going to the right. And you'll see that by using this logic, I'm going a little bit farther than I would really have to go because, you know, he's going into this blind alley and having to turn around to get back. But in doing so, he's still going to find the solution to the maze as we get to the end. I'll go ahead and speed this up a little bit so you don't have to watch it too much. And you see another blind alley. And now we're getting down to the home stretch. We're going to make one more search down a blind alley, turn around and go back, and then it's off to the finish line. Now, as I mentioned, I could probably fine tune some of these distances and make this just a little bit better. But again, it does work. It's a little bit jumpy today, but I've got several things running in the background on my computer, so that might be part of the problem. And we have success. So we did meet it in the time. Our cost and number of gates are the secondary criteria here were not met. So thanks for watching today. If you have any questions or discussions you'd like to do with the video, please do. And subscribe if you'd like to look through the series. Hope you're having a great day. Goodbye.